I really wish you would stop trying to update, and I don't need any updates. It was working just fine. Over 30 seconds now, I'm still being annoyed. 45 seconds. Nice. Howdy, Beeflo Bart here, and welcome. Sorry, I'm still heading this new setup for Streamlabs. I'm probably going to quit using it. I like Streamlabs, a lot of cool features, um, but they're upgrading farther than they should, and yeah, they're just screwing things up. It went from very simple to just start setting up a stream and just, there we go, we're streaming, done with it. But now everybody wants you to configure things. YouTube wants you to go to another control panel. Slobs wants you to go through another control panel. And I don't want to go through either one of them. I just want to go back to the way it was before. I was happier. Anyway, all I've done here is just create a new map here. And I'm just going to do this really quickly. Let's go ahead and save selected. Create this as our test map. And then we'll save it again so that it'll save the build data. Then I'm just going to go ahead and remove a few things in here. And all right, yes, I said this was going to be the Synty Studios Apocalypse pack, and it is. Let's go ahead and save this one more time. Now, the main reason why I'm not on the demo map right now for it is, which I'll go ahead and load it back up and I'll show you. There's a lot of actors, and what I'll do is I'll fly around and take a look at some of the stuff. But I've already deleted over 1,000 actors in this map, and there's still 6,500. And it's still a little bit chunky for my machine, and it may not be the latest, greatest machine on the planet, but it is no potato. So, what you get is a lot of really cool stuff. Yes, the buildings are enterable, and there are stairs, so you can go as high up as you want to and have stairs that'll get up there. Because they are modular, you have your section there, and then you have two-story sections there, that being the top one. So you get a lot of buildings. A lot of stuff was actually in folders. Thank you. Love it. There's just so much in this asset pack. Yes, it is a little on the expensive side, but it is a whole lot of worth it. Okay. The demonstration map is just that. It's a demonstration map. And normally I would package this up as the, which I still have. I've been actually going through and taking out things like glass. Little things like that to try to remove some of the extra actors just to get a good look at what's going on. Got a crashed police helicopter, or a news helicopter in this case. If you want a working version of the helicopter, you can actually make work and do your own animations for. There is one in the Polygon City pack. Over here, there were piles of dead bodies. I removed those. But you have lots and lots of corpses with blood. And that character, if you want him in a non-dead configuration or an undead configuration, it's Polygon Zombies and then Polygon City characters for the normal version. So you can combine a lot of the different characters in. Let's go ahead and go back to, let's go ahead and save that, my test map, and we'll take a look at the characters real quick. So let's go to test map. Meshes, characters, there are a bunch. Never have too many characters. Never have too many characters. And as you can see, there's a skeleton, which is lovely. I love it whenever it's just one skeleton to work with. Soldiers, waitress, wanderer, a couple zombies, a nun, Female nerd. He's a mechanic. Islander. Hazmat male. Criminals. Alright, so there's a lot of cool ones. So first thing, I've shown this in a bunch of different videos, but what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to my characters folder. Now I am using my simple multiplayer Steam template, and it's already going to have a characters folder in it. So inside here I've got a blueprints folder, and I'm going to also create a new folder called animations. Another new folder called mesh. And let's start with that. First thing I'm going to do, and I'll explain again why I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to get this. It is called SK_CHR for character, business male 01. Of course, this is the universal skeleton for all of these characters. Okay, so what I'll do here is scroll up so that I can see it, and I'm going to left click, drag that over here, drop it into the mesh folder, and copy here. I'm not going to move here, I'm going to copy here. And then I'm going to take that and I'm going to hit F2, and I'm going to call this SK_polygon. This is going to be my universal skeleton. The reason why I'm doing it this way is if I want to add other Synty Studios asset packs in here, the polygon characters all use the same basic skeleton configuration, and I can map them all to work with this one skeleton, and it'll work just fine. And then I can use all the different characters. I can import the Dungeons pack in here and be able to use the Dungeons characters on this same skeleton, and it will work just fine. If we open it up, what we're going to find is there's nothing here. No preview mesh, nothing. So that's fine. We're going to go ahead and take care of that. So we're going to come back to the characters folder, and what we're going to do here is I'm going to click on this one, and I'm going to hold down the shift key and left click here. Then I'm going to hold down the control key and then left click on these two. So I have all of the skeletal meshes selected. I don't need the physics asset or the skeleton. I just need all the skeletal meshes. So I'm going to right click and go to skeleton and assign skeleton. I'm going to select the SK_polygon that I created and hit accept. Now, since we have all these different ones, there's 30 of them selected, you're going to have to go through this 30 times. You can see down here on the bottom it says out of 34 items I have 30 selected. So just click on SK_polygon, accept. You're going to have to do that for all of them that you have selected, but it beats trying to do this one at a time. I have looked, and I'm sure there is a way to do it, but it didn't just pop out to me quickly. But there are ways of doing this as a batch conversion. But it doesn't take very long to go ahead and do this. Plus it gives me time to, because you can do this with one hand, so I can use the other hand to drink coffee. Oh, good stuff. Nice and hot and fresh. And I keep saying that I'm not going to let my coffee get cold while I'm streaming, and it always does. So I am going to try to enjoy my coffee while I'm doing things like this. We're almost done. Ah, good stuff. All right. Yes, it can be annoying, especially whenever you have a pack like this with a lot of characters in it. It does take a little while. Then I'm going to go ahead and hit Save All, Save Selected. Now I can go back to my Mesh folder, go back into my skeleton, and now we have a dude here. And you can select any of those characters now, and you can use that as your preview mesh. What's... Cool male, that's cool. Criminal male. Want something cool. Hazmat. Hunter. Homeless, yay. No. Islander. Could be a nerd female or a nun. Let's be a sexy nun. I mean, a nun. Then we're going to click on Apply to Asset. So now we have, she is our main preview asset. No matter what character we select, we can always change it later on. The next thing that we have to do is go right here to Set Up Rig and select Humanoid Rig. Okay, that's it. Save that and you can close it. Now one thing I need to make sure of, nope, we're good, is we don't need anything else out of there for right now. We need to come over here to the mannequin folder. And inside the mannequin folder and character, we're going to go to the mesh. And we have our UE4 mannequin skeleton, our normal default guy. Because right now, if we were to hit play, this is our character. We want to change that character, but we need to fix a few things first. Because the majority of the world uses a T-pose, but Unreal Engine 4 uses an A pose or a Y pose or whatever the hell you want to call it. This pose, in other words. So let's go ahead and change this over to select Humanoid Rig. Now, the next thing we're going to do here is set up our character, because if we try to convert our character over to use this pose, the arms are going to be wrong. They're going to end up all weird and squished and everything else. So we're going to go ahead and select the upper arm, move it up by 50, select the lower arm, and we're going to go down by 10 and back by 30. And then we're going to grab the hand and bring that up 10. Actually, I'm going to bring it up by 20. So upper arm up by 50, lower arm down 10, back 30, hand up 20. Now we want to hit Modify Pose, use Current Pose, and save. And then save all. Now if we go to animations, the easiest way to do this is what I usually do here is I select third person animation blueprint from the animation folder and click on it a couple times, or you can hit F2, hit Control C so you can copy the name and then click off of it. That's all we wanted to do was get the name. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on third person animation blueprint, go to retarget anim blueprint and duplicate anim blueprints and retarget. So we don't see anything right here, so let's go ahead and select the SK polygon. We see our nun, she's in a T-pose, he's in a T-pose. We're going to click and replace, hit Control V, and then we're going to do unarmed in this box here. So we're going to change the name of it from third person anim BP to unarmed. We're going to hit change, go to the character folder, animation folder, and OK, and retarget. And that's it. Save all, save selected. Alright, so next thing we want to do here is we can actually look at it. We can open up one of the animations and you can see she's walking, thing looks fine. And let's go ahead and close that down. Go to our blueprint for our character. Now if you're using the Simple Multiplayer Steam template, it's already got set up for a view change, touch input. I don't like touch input, but whatever, we're not going to change that. So look at our viewport, and we see that we've got a character, and since I decided to add in a first-person view, so as you're running around, if you hit the V key as in view, for view, you can actually look down and see your character. Works just fine. It's not maybe the best way to do things, but you know what, it works. The V key will toggle between first-person and third-person views. There are some changes you can do to it to make it look better for replication, but for now, this works good. So since I did it that way, I have the camera attached to the head. So let's go ahead and select our mesh, look over here on the right, and what we have to do is select this, pick out our character that we want. We're using the nun, but we can change it to soldier male, change it to any character we want here. Now let's be the sheriff. Okay, now you can see the camera has changed again. Just bear with it. Let's go ahead and hit compile and save. And before I start doing anything with the animations, I'm going to go ahead and select my FPS camera. And you can do whatever, 0, 0, and 0. 0 out your rotations as well. And let's go ahead and set up our rotations. What's happening, bud? Yeah, just kind of going over, changing the characters. There was some people that were still confused with swapping them over. So I am. You ask whole thingy. With converting, let's uncheck snapping. And I'm going to turn off real time because that tends to be a problem also. Oh, why are you being a pain? Why is it that, something always has to be stupid? It moves just fine. But why are you not rotating now? Yeah, somebody explain that to me. We're not worried about the animation just yet. So yeah, I mean the camera's working, but it is not drawing correctly. I completely don't understand. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it about in the right location. All it really matters is the white dot in the center there. So I'm just going to place that just in front. The camera looks absolutely stupid right now. I don't know why Unreal Engine 4 is doing this to me. Probably push it forward a little bit more. Alright, so with our mesh, let's go ahead and go to our anim class and select our unarmed. And if we go in here now I do see some deformation of the arms here. Occasionally that will happen. It's not very common, but occasionally. Yeah, that looks kind of goofy. But the animation itself actually looks good. I mean, it works good. So that's actually fine. I'm not worried about the way the camera looks right now. It just seems like to me 424 and 423 have been absolutely just stupid. Alright, let's go back into the mesh here real quick. And look at character forearms. They look fine. They look a little bit bigger, larger forearms by the elbow. Weird. Let's go to the skeleton tree options. Show retargeting options. And if you start having any problems, sometimes you can come through here and again, this is in skeleton tree, select options, show retargeting options, and find like lower arm here. And let's change it from animation to skeleton. Now this is just the right arm. Let's see if that changed anything. Yeah, the right arm looks a little bit better right now. The forearms on the characters, I think, are what's really screwed up. So let's go ahead and do the left arm the same way. So all I did was I selected the lower arm, and I changed animation to skeleton. And let's hit play. Alright, that took care of the weirdness of the animation itself. The arms themselves actually look a little bit wonky. Let's try it with a different character, and let's see. Let's go ahead and close that. Go to our character blueprint, our mesh, go to our viewport. See, now the camera looks completely upside down. Unreal Engine 4 has just been an absolute nightmare lately. Do the right cop, compile, save. Yeah, see, that one looks just fine now. Doesn't have the weird elbows. The arms seem to be tucked in a little bit into the body armor a little bit, but that's the actual body armor and not the actual animation. Let's try a couple of the characters. Make sure that took care of the problem good enough. Yeah, it seems to be okay. So that's the basics on converting over to use the normal characters. You know, those indie characters with the regular animations. If you're trying to do more combat related, and you want to go ahead and get the animations to do that with, then if you go into the Epic launcher and you scroll down, if you don't already have it, the somewhere in here, animation starter pack is absolutely free. So all you'd have to do is go to the marketplace and ignore all these projects. Marketplace, thank you. And if you go to a couple different ways, you can go to free, Epic Games free content, or just hit free. It'll show everything that's free, but you can also type in animation, and there's a lot of animations in here, but you could also just search for animation starter pack. So animation starter pack free. So you have to do is just boom and add to project, and it'll add in a bunch of different animations from pistols, rifles, shotguns, some reload animations, things of that nature. Good enough to get you going, and they're all based off of the Unreal. I've got it working. That one actually is working just fine in 423. The multiplayer, the actual kit, or the free base building one. I did do a little bit of updating on it and was fixing some of the save game stuff for multiplayer, and it's working pretty good overall. I can actually show that in an actual built project, which I have uploaded. What was I doing here? Free for the month. Referring to the player build system that's free right now this month. Yeah, that one is. Just show that really quickly. Build demo. So it'll load here in just a second. There's some issues with 424 not working correctly with some of the Steam stuff because of their latest upgrades and updates to Steam. I will have to sort through that, but so I put it in with my simple multiplayer Steam template, and you can do single player. And once you select single player, it has its own separate save game system. So as you can see, I've already got a save game set up here on this particular version of it. Just my playthrough. One of the things that I also noticed that was an issue was the doors. That seems to be working pretty good now. So, yeah, claim sign there. These are all upgraded. This is just a base that I was building. Now, one of the things I did do with this one, so that you could build as much as you really want to, the original version that they uploaded into the store, yeah, I left the, if you watch in the upper left-hand corner, you'll see the 4 lines of text coming up saying that it's saving. I left that in there just as part of my debug of what I was doing. So we'll wait for that to happen again. And there you go. So now if we hit escape, go back to the main menu, go to multiplayer, I'm going to host a game. Now when I go in, the save system will only work for the server, not the client. And that was the issue that was having some problems with the save game system, is it was trying to save for everybody, and the client doesn't need to save. They have no need to save whatsoever. So if I come over here and let's go ahead and build this, we'll just do a quick representation. I need to do it on the entire, on their actual survival game kit. And let's go ahead and throw a door. Let's go ahead and throw a ramp. Throw some walls up. So yeah, with this version right here, I made it free for anybody who wants to download this. This is actually a playable version of their free thing. What's up, Cedrico? My homie. Let's see here. Yeah. But just wanted to showcase the let's actually, just because I'm OCD about everything. There we go. So, you see, as the host itself, I came in here, I built a structure, saving just did its thing. I'm trying not to sneeze here, but I'm going to sneeze anyway. Damn it. Alright, so we'll go back to the main menu. And let's go back to multiplayer again. Go to host. I'll make another one. Go back in there. And poof, there we go. There's our structure. So the save game worked for multiplayer very easily because now I am the host. This is mine, my world. You want to join my game, no problem. As soon as you come in, it loads all this stuff from me. It gets all this information from the host, and then now you can see what's going on. So you go over there and you start building a freaking tower to the freaking heavens, and wow, okay, cool. Well, every time this game saves for the host, boom, the client gets saved as well. So if I come back in here and I decide I want to keep building on here, I'll put some what I can do if, hey man, how's it going? I'm going to say this without offending anybody. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everybody. And I mean that in a lovely, loving way. Oh, I don't like that. Let's go to... no. Let's see here. I haven't messed with this in a couple days here. So you go back over here and go to demolish and you can tear it back down. That was a Q key, by the way. Mostly was about the, he asked about this system here. So you can see save game. So you now go back to main menu, create a new game. And poof, there you go. I have it set on delay for about a second. That way it makes sure that your player is loaded. So, hit resume game, main menu, exit. Yeah, we're talking about these guys. There was some slight issues with the Apoc characters. And somebody sent me an email saying that they were having some issues with it. So, our dude looks good. And it was partially because, yes, I know the camera looks like it's upside down. The elbows are weird on some of the characters. And that was just a quick fix. Yeah, the forearms are still a little bit wonky. And there's nothing I can do about the models. I just do the videos. Let's go back to the Nun. So with her, it looks like, since, I did the hands. Now the wrist looks a little bit weird as well. So let's take a look at the wrist. And again, if we come back over here to our mesh. Now, whenever I did the T-pose on the UE4 mannequin, I did, instead of the hands up by 10, I did up by 20. But let's go ahead and grab our hand R. Let's go back to our options, show retargeting options, and let's try changing that. This was, well, you've got my simple multiplayer Steam template. So we're going to change that to skeleton, and let's try that on the other hand. Hand L, change it from animation to skeleton. So yeah, this just looks a little bit different, but still almost the damn same. Doesn't look as pronounced, but it looks like the hands should be rotated out more. I've already done, let's do that up by 10 on each hand. Hit save. Yeah, I think that's just the UE4 animation. You probably need to go back in there and change the animation itself. If you look at the animation, third person idle, you can see that the hands are like that. And if you pause the animation, run it back to the start. Much love and happiness. So now that we're back at the 0 frame, grab the hand R, rotate it out by 20. Then key and apply. That's not bad. And save, because it modified that as well. So now if we go back in here and look, the hands are, I don't know, probably put them back down a little bit, but they're more flat. They don't have as much, tilt in the hands, if you know what I'm saying. So, like I said, let's go ahead and close all these extra things out. We'll leave the Nun as our character. Save all. We're good. And again, with the Apocalypse map, it is loaded down with cool stuff, but it is also loaded down to the point where on a lot of people's computers, it's going to be slow and sluggish. I said, I'm down to 6,500 actors. I've deleted over 1,000 actors on this map. I didn't put a player start in. You can see it's, it's just not great for most computers. Even mine, it's sluggish on my computer. Dude's well hung, man. Let's see. A lot of the buildings Well, I mean, you can fix that if the shoulder's being leaned back. You can move the shoulders. You can do that in the skeleton, and it may help. But you can also do it in the root of the first frame of the animation, and just key it and save it. Can't get through there. Oh man, what is this? The frickin' Division? They block frickin' doors and you can't get in. Yeah, I was playing the Division 2 tonight, so there's a new gun available on the Division 2. I don't know if it's on Division 1 because I installed it, but I freaking love this pack, dude. The Apocalypse pack is pretty badass. So I think if you streamline your map a little bit better to where you get, you know, a little less chunky, man, this thing would be badass. But yeah, the new gun on the Division 2 is called the Slayer, I think it was. It's basically a gold-plated Thompson submachine gun that shoots snowballs. But yeah, my simple multiplayer Steam template is $20. It's my only source of income that I do to make any money. And currently, right now, all tips and donations and so forth that are coming in are going to be used to purchase a resin-based 3D printer. Okay, why do you care about that? Well, what if you want this nun character holding a weapon and you want a resin print or a small model, maybe about 5 inches tall, to put on your desk of this nun holding a gun? Nuns with guns, you know? There's a fetish about that. But yeah, so if you wanted this character, we'll say, I could actually 3D print that just by itself, you know, like for $10 or whatever. Paint it however you want, because I don't have the time, patience, and, you know, steady hands anymore to do any major hand painting stuff. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is to offer also characters like from UE4. If I can get that Draco guy to help me out with converting models, not like I asked him to help me or anything before, 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Coffee's not cold yet. So, I mean, you could populate all these stores with stuff. There were some collision issues. Still are some collision issues. I can't seem to get in this building. I used to do a quick and dirty way of using a like, you could go to first person mode, get a crosshair, and shoot a line trace, and it would tell you what the name of the model was. It was actually being problematic. But since you can see I can't get in this building right here, if I click on it, I can see this is the first floor piece. Come over here to details, click on the magnifying glass here, and double click on it, open it up, go to collision, simple collision. Let's zoom out. Alright, you see that big green box? That tells me that the collision is broken on this one. The simple collision needs to be fixed. So it's going to prevent you from getting inside. There is no way to get into this building to use these stairs or anything. And since I didn't make this, I didn't make the collisions, it's not my asset pack, I just happen to like them a lot. I'm, for right now, just going to go on project default here. Use complex is simple. The worst thing you could possibly do. But, you know, for testing things out, we hit play here. Now I can walk in. The best thing to do is fix the collisions. Now you can see I can't go up through these stairs. So if I click on this one now, which is the second floor and third floor combined into one, yeah, it's something that they are going to have to fix. If I zoom out and look and do the same thing, check my simple collisions. See, I don't know if you guys can see the green line there. That is the collision. So you're not going to be able to get inside there. So you're going to either have to delete the collision, make your own collisions if you want this to be a thing. And I'll it'll suck to do all of them. I don't want to do it. But essentially, if you want to add your own collisions in, you could go to collisions up here, remove collision, and then I'll get rid of all the collisions that are there. And then you could add a box simplified collision and then scale the box, and then that would be the floor. And then you'd have to do that for the next floor, and then for the stairs, and then for the doorways, you got to be able to get in and out of there. And yeah, you combine this pack with the Polygon Zombies, Polygon City characters, Polygon City, Polygon Town. Holy crap, man. You could build a full-on world. But, yeah, that would be how you'd go through and actually make that. But for right now, I'm just going to go to use complex as simple. It's going to make the map even chunkier. But for right now, just for testing porpoises, like playing around with Flipper, we're going to test the porpoise. Some of you get that. Okay. There's still a slight hiccup right there on the stairs. Other things we can do with our character, if we think about that, our character blueprint, when we just did a quick changeover like that, go to our viewport, you look, our collision, a capsule collision, is about a foot over our head. And when you start messing with that capsule collision, you can actually shrink it down a little bit and move it and change its location, but you have to make sure that the bottom of it is, you see how the very, very bottom of that right there is level with the bottom of the feet. So if you wanted to make sure that that matched the player's head a lot better, you can come over to the capsule component, and because it's the root, it's a, or not really the root, but close enough to the root. But you can come over here, and capsule half height is listed as 96. You change that to 86. And then we have to... Oh, can we even move the thing? We can't even move it. So let's try moving the mesh to match that. We changed that half height to 86, so let's change this to negative 86. And if you don't do it right, the feet will be above the ground. But yeah, that seems like it'll work pretty good. Oh god, it's so chunky in this map. But it helps with the head height and allow you to get in and out of areas that you're hitting your head with an invisible collision. That'll take care of that problem. But also the width is a little bit wide. I found that getting through some areas can be problematic as well. So if you go to your capsule component again, change that from 42 to, we'll say 36. Let's try 30. That brings it in a little bit more, and now your character will fit through more areas. So let's actually explore some other sites here. The building tops. When you get up here, got some nice fences up here. That's really a lot. Yeah, check with me after the stream. Yeah, I did that on a bunch of them. Set complex as simple. It really is causing some of the latency issues. It's going to cause your computer to work a little bit harder. Those of you who really know me know that I love shipping containers. Real life and in games. So, yeah, you got a cargo ship that's running aground here. There were some issues with the collisions on the ground textures as well. Yeah, I love Synty Studios. I give them hell all the time about their collision issues. But yeah, you can actually climb through the stairwells and come all the way up to the roof of this building. But let's go ahead and move over here. You've got some destroyed building sections. I'm keeping the camera speed low because it is being kind of sluggish. Fixing the collisions will fix a lot of stuff with the speed of the map as well. Because I have so many of the buildings set as use complex as simple for collisions, that's causing some of the issues. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, it's been ripped, and there's another sign behind the sign. But again, also I've been going through and trying to reduce the number of actors. I've just been dumping the glass, and I dumped all the now any of the stuff that you can possibly get rid of the collisions on, I would say do it. Since you can come up here and interact with those things, I wouldn't mess with them. Collisions on the nuke towers, collisions on this. Since you're not able to climb up here, there's no jetpacks in here or anything like that. So there's no way to get up top. So if you were going to do something with this tower, then you could actually modify the collision for the base of the tower to only have collisions for a small amount right there at the base of the tower. Reduce the collision itself. Little things like that will help speed up. I like that flag. That's cool. I thought I got rid of... Well, all the cars had grass and moss on them. I deleted that as well. I didn't notice that before. So she hit the ground here. So yeah, you can go through, and to help streamline the map a little bit, you can get rid of some of the collisions here and there. That will help overall. But damn, there's just so much cool stuff. And another thing is the jump height. There's an unnatural jump height. That's a damaged version of the little merry-go-round carousel thingy from Polygon Town. I'll be damned. Okay, I don't know how many of you guys have played a game called Raft. Unfortunately, it was made in Unity. But I was thinking about doing something similar to that. And yeah, there's an asset on the marketplace that's $50. I'm not going to buy it right now, but it's something I'll think about later that would make making that a lot better. But it's nice to see that there's 55-gallon drums with a pallet on top strapped to it that look as though they are raft sections. Something to think about. I can get in my trailer. The doghouse, trailer park. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff in this asset pack. Like I said, I've been dumping so many actors just trying to get this map a little bit easier on the frame rates. But yeah, even my computer has a few little issues with it. A vending machine, the big power lines. There's a lot of really good usable stuff in here. I'm actually going to go back to my test map. A lot less to struggle with right now. And just for giggles, let's go ahead and go back to our Apocalypse characters. And what else do we have? Got dead bodies and character attachments. That's what I wanted to see. Want to add some stuff. Let's see, we got knife, beards, helmets, mags, some glasses, yay! Alright, so let's take a look at our character here. We got the nun. I could throw some glasses on her. So let's take a look at that real quick. Just for giggles, let's add a few things in here. And if you got any questions, just shove them out there real quick. Player, let's go to our viewport. just looking to see if there was a visible tag where I could hide the visibility of that camera. Because I want to go to my mesh, go back in here, go to character attach. Let's give the nun these glasses. Add to component. And let's call this glasses. Let's go ahead and attach it to the head. Oh, head's right there. And let's go ahead and turn off real time because that looks good. $90 that way and $90 that way. There we go. Gotta have glasses on our nun, you know? And there was much rejoicing. So, what else can she have? Well, we had waitress glasses. Now that we've just tagged that as glasses, I can come back over here, select that, and look. Come over here, hit this arrow, and change it to the gold glasses. I don't know, I like the black frames better. So let's just select those again. Go back to here, hit that arrow, done. So there's like a holster in here. Not in the attach. So let's look in the weapons folder. Because weapons are awesome. Me likey weapons. Ah, got a cross. I think our nun should be holding a cross. But what else we got? Ah, we got our kind of different sights. Stocks, air tanks, silencers, flash hiders, scopes, barrel lengths. Yeah, I could spend a lot of time in here making stuff work. Modified weapon systems, propane tank, grips, magazines, drum mags, yeah. Oh, chainsaw motor. I could so do a lot of stuff in here. I'm not even going to think about it. So let's grab our cross, go back to our player base, and let's go back to our mesh. And for right now, I'm just going to call this cross. And I'm going to attach that to the hand R. Probably have to keep rotating it around and just playing with it. I'm just kind of goofing around right now. I've already showed what I need to show on this stream, so. Actually, let's rotate it a little bit. Yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect. That's going to be close enough for government work. So now she's running around, got a cross in her hand. Now you could also go back in there and remodel the animation and that kind of stuff. So that's just something to have her. She's walking around, there's something there. You know, we could have put a pistol in her hand, a knife, or a baseball bat, or what have you. But that seemed logical for her to have a cross to run around. We're going to put that on her hip. Thing about it is, with that, go to our event graph, and screw it, let's find a little empty spot here, and keyboard F. Sounds good to me. And we'll get reference to the cross. First off, let's go ahead and uncheck visible. With unchecking visible, it's not in our hand. So we want to, and let's run a flip-flop. And set visibility. Control C, Control V. Put you in there. Let's turn it on. So now we have it on and off. Yeah, kiss my butt. So now you can make it into a throwing weapon, whatever you want. You could turn it around so the point's facing out. I just wanted it just to be there. Look, you can hide it if you want to. I mean, you could do, if you wanted to, you hit the F key and go from visible to not visible and just make it switch from hand to hand or whatever you want. You know, all you would do is just create another one, turn off visibility, and just alternate your visibility, just whatever. Vehiculars. Let's quickly glance over the vehicle stuff. Being that there's a lot of modularity to this pack, you've got like the base ambulance here, and actually I like that ambulance. Compiling shaders. Well, that's doing its thing here. Wow, got blood all over the front of it. I can't remember. Is this the same basic ambulance as the one from... No, there's a different one in Polygon City. So you got a different ambulance there. And I'd have to look at the skeleton and stuff like that to see if it's... Yeah, you got steering wheel, glass, tires. I mean, you could make it to where it's drivable. But the whole point there is, with that, you've also got the armor. So you can actually have an armored, you know, like the plating and the bumpers and that kind of stuff can be added to the skeleton of the ambulance and actually have that on there. Same thing for the glass. You can just add this separately. Kind of cool. Army truck. So you got a regular flatbed for the army truck the way it is right now. Plenty of blood on the front. I'm sure that there's other skins to go along with it. I'm not really looking at them. You get armor, so you can put the different armor on there. You can put the armor on the windshield. You can add in that. You can add on fuel tank, you get trailer, big rig engine block, so it looks like a supercharger, headache rack, dump truck. So, okay, we could actually do it like that. Oh, there's a motorhome. That's cool. A deck chair. A camper chair. I guess that's supposed to be like on top of it or something. A golf cart. That's awesome. Oh. Now we're happy. I'm happy at least. I'll have to get another skin for it without all the blood all over it. Not saying that the blood's not cool and stuff, but if you animate this, then it's going to be spinning, and the blood's going to be spinning with the tire, and it just wouldn't look as good. I do love the fact that there's a hot rod in here. Oh my God! Woo. Can we zoom in close enough? What is wrong with that model? Scooter. Couple motorcycles, 4x4 hot rod muscle car, which is basically the Camaro-like car from Polygon City, but a four-wheel drive version. That's cool. I like it. Any other questions on this pack while I'm still here? Pickup truck, tow truck attachment. So if you wanted to set up the vehicles, I'm not going to do the retargeting on vehicles. I've already got other videos on that. Yes. I'm still streaming. Let's see here. The vehicles. If you want to start adding on attachments and other stuff to it, we can start with the army truck. Just keep it static for right now. I'm not going to retarget it and make it work. So let's go to asset folder, and I'll make a new folder called gadgets. Jump in here. We'll create a new blueprint. And we'll just, for right now, just make it an actor. Army truck BP. Come in here. We got nothing in it. Let's go to our. Now this will be the same if you're setting up weapons and things like that, but I'm just going to start it with army truck. Grab the skeletal mesh, add component, and we'll just call this truck. And compost and save. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and throw it into the map so that we can actually see it. Alright, there, we have a truck. So now we start changing this. Let's go ahead and go back to our vehicles. And if we want to add in the armor, let's come back over here. We select it out there, and come in here, add component, and select it. And we're just going to call this armor, and compost and save. Now if we look at our truck, we can see the armor is on there. Because Synty usually does everything off of the 000, so whenever you attach it, it just works. Let's go ahead and go with the canopy and add component, and okay, so it's hovering above here. Let's compile and save. Is there something we're missing? Let's add that in here also. And add a component. There we go. Bed. Compile and save. So now we've got all that on there, and we are just lacking the windshield armor and the skeletal mesh. Windshield armor. And that's the thing, is we can add all those in separately. If we decide that we don't want the canopy to be visible, we can just come over here and scroll down and uncheck visible. Go back in game, and there it is. It'll show up exactly how we have it in the blueprint. So but that's interesting. Let's go with truck. Scroll down. No collision. Interesting. Block all dynamic. Armor. Bowl. Well, let's go ahead and do this and this. And collision. Block all dynamic. Hey, we can't walk through it anymore. Yay. And there was much rejoicing. Get up in there, you hussy. Excuse me, you delightful lady of God. Yeah, whatever. So yeah, the collision for the canopy is still there. So let's leave that there, but let's turn it back visible again. Now, that's the thing is when you place it back into your map and you want to go ahead and say, okay, I don't want the canopy to be on there, then let's say event begin play, let's get a reference to our canopy, and set visibility to unchecked. But let's also let's see, no collision. Now you can set it up on however you want to. You don't even have to put it on there, just create a separate one. So now on begin play, it's gone. It was there, and now as soon as we start playing, it's gone. Come over here, and well, the collision of the bed is actually an issue. But I didn't make that. Again, not my fault. Open up the skeleton mesh, and it's not going to let me see the collision for it. Yeah, whatever. I didn't make it. So you can see it's there. Change the texture. Okay, let's, well, first off, let's leave it there so it's not invisible. Go back to our viewport, and let's go to the canopy. And let's change it to, I don't know, vehicle 1. Let's actually see if there's other for the vehicle. Vehicle glass. So yeah, we just have vehicle 1 and vehicle glass. There are no other materials for the vehicle. Normally it would be like underneath here, like Polygon Apocalypse, but it's separated. So if I change it, it's probably not going to work. So sadly, there's only one texture for the vehicles. You could make your own textures. You can make your own materials and that kind of stuff too, but seems like all these parts except for the glass is separate from the rest of the stuff. I mean, you don't have to have all the armor and stuff on there either, but just showing that you can actually come into here, and if you want this to be across the board, you can also do, well, let's do the windshield armor. We don't want it visible also, so let's just tag both of them in there. No collisions. So you see everything's on there. We hit play, and the armor from the windshield is gone. We can get rid of the regular armor. Same way. And drag that in there. Click it there. So everything's there until we hit play, and there we go. That's a normal truck. Now, the 6-wheel vehicles, I need to spend some time and actually go back and get them operational. I mean, you can just take any vehicle and just throw the mesh into the map. I mean, it's not optimal, but you know you could do that. I'll take a good look at the hot rod. Here we go. Yeah, this is one for sure that I'm going to be looking at, trying to get another material for it. Because you click on it here. Yeah, it's using vehicle 1. So there's only the one skin for that as well. But that vehicle 1 material, let's take a look at it. Materials. Missing the bucket. Oh, you're talking about like a bucket seat in the back? You know, not all of the old hot rods had them. That was a nice, cool feature, but not all of them had it. In fact, I've only seen a couple of them in this area. There's a 23 Buick around here that actually has, they call it a rumble seat here. So yeah, it's just the one material for it. Texture samples, blood color. I guess if you wanted to, you could probably remove or change the blood color. Change it to green. But texture samples. Yeah, you could probably make your own material for it, I would assume. Just make a copy of this right here, and then, yeah, screw it. Let's just see really quickly. Right click on it and duplicate. That's fine, it could be vehicle too. Open it up and compile your shaders. Just start dumping some stuff out of here, like the blood, texture samples, and then we won't need the lerp. Blood opacity. So if you get rid of that, I don't know how bad this is gonna screw up, but yep, whatever. Okay, texture samples, and there's an unused texture sample in here. So we just take that, dump it, run that back into the base color. Let's go ahead and save that. It should save and apply automatically. Then again, Unreal Engine 4 has been doing oddball crap to me lately. So that texture sample doesn't even need to be there. So actually, we can get rid of that. It wasn't plugged into anything. So we'll save that, and I'm going to close the army truck down here. And let's take that. There we go. Yay. And there was much rejoicing. Well, there's still some blood on the window. But I guess you'd have to go back in there and do another one. Another material for the glass as well. So, vehicle 1 glass. Let's go ahead and duplicate. Same thing we did before. Yeah, texture sample, and I don't see the blood. Unless the blood is already in the texture sample. Go ahead and compile it shader. Yeah, it's probably already in the glass. Alright. Yeah, we'll worth a shot taking a look at it. Come on. Come on. It's after midnight. I have important things to do. Other than watching you sitting here at 50%, not done with your shaders. But now I can come back over here and we can go back to our gadgets, army truck, viewport. If we want to get rid of the blood, now let's try it with vehicle 2, and that's the blood. And let's grab all of them, and material, there, no blood, nice and clean. And same thing with the golf cart, if you want to do the same thing. Nice and clean. So now if you want to export that and actually make that, I really want to, I really want the hot rod and I really want the golf cart to work. I have something for after the holidays. I have way too much stuff to do over the next few days to worry about making a drivable golf cart at the moment. Well, oh yeah, there will be a drivable golf cart and there will be a drivable hot rod with a character inside. Just a matter of which actually save all, save selected, close you. Just for giggles, I'm going to go to my new folder, thank you, temp. Come over here, it has an animation for sitting down. Let's go ahead and do it to the UE4 mannequin skeleton, so it should work. And import. So we have an idle sitting animation. Save that. And then let's go ahead and retarget it. And change the folder, character, animations, okay, and retarget. Now we have sitting idle. Okay, now I'm going to take that and I'm going to duplicate that. Driving, idle, and for giggles, pause, go back to frame 1, and let's just go ahead and rotate our arms up a little bit. That's close enough for now. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and get crazy with all that. I'm going to hit key and apply and hit play. And there we go. We could probably lean her back a little bit. But good enough. Driving idle. Yeah, we're going to have to lean her back some. But for now, we can just do that. And her feet sticking to the ground. Nope. Alright, close enough for government work. But you get the idea. We can just improvise and she's actually still moving. It's just a modified, you see, just a quickie like that. And who doesn't like a quickie every now and then? You could change the hand positions around to make it look like she's actually holding the steering wheel. Definitely need to move her up. No, asshole. You dumbass. Driving idle. Yes, I know her head's sticking through the thing, but we want her butt on the chair. So yeah, I mean, you could sit here and get crazy with it and actually make it where it's correct. That's going to be close enough for government work. Same thing with the golf cart. Put it in there, put her in the truck, whatever. definitely needs some repositioning. I don't know, it's almost like the car is, it's scaled okay-ish, but the roof has been cut down. That's why she got a scrunch. But you can use that same technique for putting troops in the back. There is no bench seat. Is there any seats for the vehicle? Vehicle, let's see. It's the back. Fuel tank version. Logs. You can make a log trailer, fuel tank trailer, all kind of cool stuff. Alright, so that was actually set to be on top of the camper. But now here's the thing. This is a skeletal mesh. I'd probably want that to be a static mesh. Sitting idle, turn you 90. There we go. Close enough for gonna work. I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. You can get as crazy as you want, set up crap like this. But if you're wondering, see right now, a lot of stuff's gonna have to happen before I can actually make this as a try before you buy the TB4 packs, just simply because that map is really intensive. What I'll probably end up having to do is starting this project all over again and resetting all the collisions. Because if you go to environments, you're gonna have, well, you got trees, dirt mounds, and slopes, and all kind of cool stuff. Driveways. The thing that was actually being, well, the buildings all have collision issues to them. I do need to update it just to make sure, but looking buildings, also the glass, but you have this overgrowth, and it is like moss and overgrowth that would be on the building, and the collision is, I got deleted right now. But what was happening was it had a boxed collision around it. Oh, you imported it and didn't get any blood at all? Yeah, I just created the I just made my own mesh. Of course, would have to fix the glass because I wanted that hot rod without blood all over it, and I wanted the golf cart without blood over it. That's why I made my own texture just then. God, there's so many cool assets in here. Okay, there's enough stuff in here to make it worth the purchase price. There are some things that need to be tweaked and fixed. It's not 100% perfect, but it's really good overall. There's enough stuff in here that you can use for all kind of different projects. Items. Holy crap. Yeah, you got like an air horn. That'd be interesting to set that up to make that work. Bottles. Make them as melee weapons or throwable weapons. They just become projectiles, or broken bottles using for weapons, like right there. Now these are static meshes. It's fun trying to convert static meshes and skeletal meshes back and forth, but yeah, it's doable. The mousetrap. Okay, I see little dumb things like you take this mousetrap and actually it's small. Well, it's a mousetrap. It's supposed to be small, but you make that 10 times bigger and use that for killing players. You know, I think of little weird stuff. Props. Holy crap, this is going to be a big folder. Ammo cans. There's a baby's crib. Basketball hoop. Barbecue grill, barrels of all sorts. I love barrels. I love blowing up barrels. Good God. All the road pieces, all the different hospital beds, and the bathtub, and billboards, and yeah. There's a lot of good stuff in here. Big buzz blade or saw blade. Hood ornaments. Oh, I love it. The hula girl. Gotta have that as a bobblehead so it's actually moving though. Little dog, teddy bear, cafe sign. Always needed chairs, tables, miscellaneous debris, things of that nature. All kind of cool crap in here, man. Crosses, crucifixes, crates. Great for having like ammo crates for pickups and stuff like that. Burnt bodies. Bodies being hung. A body impaled on a spike. These are things that everybody needs in their casual loving maps. I was going to do something quick and I just forgot what I was going to do. Fan. Flashlights. Okay. Kind of quickly load up a couple other projects to kind of show what I was messing with here. And I was trying to fix the replication of getting it just right. But I'm sure there's gas pumps, but flashlights. Everybody needs a flashlight in their game. You could set them to work with infinite battery, or you could have battery life and they just die over time, or floodlights. And yeah, everybody needs flashlights. And temporary lighting and so forth. Grave markers. I'm not even halfway through this folder yet. Ladders, light poles, letterbox flag, so like a mailbox flag, luggage, mannequins. See, those are cool too. Again, there's a lot of these things that are in here that just scream out. There's a giant nuclear bomb and a broken up version. That just really scream the Division and Division 2, that kind of stuff. You know, like the mannequins scattered all over the place and that kind of stuff. Playground, roundabout, merry-go-round, whatever you want to call it. The pool, a damaged version of the pool. That's kind of cool because there's a fixed version in the town pack. Ramps, so if you set up your vehicle to actually work, you can just use this as part of a vehicle driving map. There's your ship. Searchlight. Oh my god, there's so many things. Skulls. Sleeping bags rolled up. Crates. Stereos and speakers and targets. Never have too many target models. Holy crap. Yeah, there's just wheelchairs. See, I'd be the knucklehead that would set up a wheelchair and have wheelchair racing. It would be a drivable vehicle. You walk over, hit E, and your character is now socketed to it, and off you go. Yeah, there's a lot of cool crap in here. We'll explore more on this later down the line. I want to show a couple of projects really quickly. Library. What was I doing? I was kind of screwing around. Of course, I did the clock. Don't know if you knuckleheads watched the clock episode. Oh, that's the one I wanted to go to. But I'll show this one really quickly and I'll close it back down. I did a full video on this one. Making working clocks. Making time episode. Come on. Yawn. 424 and me have not been getting along. This is the first time loading up 424.1. I just did the update earlier on it. For some reason, I have to check the plugin and some of the other settings, but 424 and the simple multiplayer Steam template are not working well together right now. The projects will package, but they will not launch. I don't know why. That was brought to my attention about 2 hours ago, and I'm going to have to look at it. And it's not going to be until after Christmas, because after I get off this stream, and shortly after I finish streaming tonight, I am going to be unavailable for a few days, because I'm going to take care of family stuff first. Discovering assets. Okay. So yeah, I got the froggy sensation that I wanted a clock, a working clock. And of course, I don't have any models for it. So I just created a sample setup of BSP geometries, and I made a digital clock and an analog clock that work. Okay, note that the time is 12:38 a.m. You see that in here, right? Almost 1 o'clock in the damn morning. So as soon as I hit play, boop, we have the correct time. 12:38 and 34 seconds. 38, 39, 40. So the digital clock works just fine. Yes, it has collisions. And the seconds are up to date, the minute hand. Now, if you were to pay really close attention to the clock, if I quit being a jackass and moving around, but if you watch the minute hand as the second hand is moving around, the second hand ticks. And yes, I need to find a sound file to go along with it, but and I even did a clock in the upper right hand corner of the player HUD, so you can see in the top right hand corner it says 12:39. But if you watch the second hand, it ticks, but the minute hand and the hour hand sweep. So as the second hand is ticking around, the minute hand is slowly creeping towards the next minute mark. Yes, I didn't put any marks or anything else on there. This is just, I wanted to see if I could do it, and I did. So you don't know if you can do something until you try, right? But it shows actually the correct time down to the correct seconds. And whenever you're not in it, it zeroes out. Same thing with that. Zeroes out to 60 across the board. Analog clock, you can watch this video to see all the blueprint on it, but there's math involved. You guys know I don't like math, but if you want to check the time, now check the time now. That's all it is. Now node. Then you report back the hours, the minutes, the seconds, and you can display them however you want. In this case, I used math to get all the sweep and the set relative rotation and that kind of stuff, but it all works off of event tick, which is going to be stupid, but it works. The digital clock, much easier. You're just setting a variable for the hours, the minutes, the seconds, based off of your now and get hour 12. You could do a 24-hour clock if you want to. Again, got a whole video on that one. It's awesome. And there was much rejoicing. Yes, I apologize for any drop frames. I love my mother, and you can too for 3 easy payments of $19.95. No, I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm not sure if I was like adopted or something, but you know, she was in there watching wrestling. I'm not into wrestling and not into any of that stuff, so make sure we go back to 1. 424. Still playing around with the overall lighting. This is a sample map from, if you go into File, New Level, you got time of day you can set up. So you can get a day-night cycle. If you want and know how to do it, you can actually set at a certain specific time. What you'll see on this map is I have actual progressive time that's actually changing. And depending on if you use time of day or if you use on a standard map, there's 2 different ways of doing it. I'll do videos on this after the holidays. But if you also come to add new, add features or content pack, something new called Collab Viewer, and that's what I added into this project because I wanted to see what it was. Collaboration Viewer, and it's set up for VR and for moving around in VR and stuff. But I don't do VR. I'm too old. So you also have wind. So be new in here. So let's go ahead and hit play. Okay, so this is also my Simple Multiplayer Steam template. You can see I added the flashlight that was part of this asset pack. So as you're walking around, the flashlight's on. You can see the beam. I'm just holding it in my hand. I'm not aiming it, pointing it at anything. It's just in my hand. So if I hit the V key to go into first person mode, what I did was I just tied it into where the flashlight's actually here. And trying to get it work correctly in multiplayer is a pain in the ass. Go back here, works fine. So if I come in here and do 2 players, new pie window. Okay, this is the client. Let me move the client in here. You can see now I've got the server is on a different monitor, but you can see the server's walking around. You can see the flashlight. You can see it moving around on the floor and that kind of stuff. And if I change over to first person view, you can see it moving around left and right, but it doesn't change up and down. I'm looking up and down with my character and it's not working. And it's working left to right, but when I change views, it's supposed to go back to the other. See, it's on the floor, on the wall, on the floor, on the wall, based on the view. So again, with this, if I go to that, see, I can look up and down, and it does not change. It changes on my screen, but let's actually. I hate doing this because then I got to change it all back whenever I go back to working on something on my own. So you can see what I'm talking about here. This is the client. The client is actually in first person view. If I look down and up, you can see on the left image there, it's not really going up and down. It tracks left and right, but not up and down. So again, go back into this mode. That works just fine. So if I come over here, this is server. And if I go into first person mode, same thing. You can see on the left, I'm looking up and down, but on the right, you don't see it going up and down, but you can see it go left and right. So that's what I was playing around with on this one. Oh, stairs are over here. Oh yeah. Stairs. Let's go into first person view. Now you can see on the left, I can actually see, because it is third person, someone creeping up. And you see actually the light is shining on the player too, but you're just not getting the up and down. Alright, so that's that. Let's get ready to get out of here. And for the questions on the Simple Multiplayer Steam template, again, that is, I'm going to have to work on the 24 version. The 23 version works just fine. Showed that in the build demo. Whenever I'm building a project, if I already have a project working, I create a clone and do it this way. So we're not doing 420. Let's do 423. Right click, select clone, and call it whatever you want. A game, whatever. Make sure it's in the correct folder you want. Hit create, hit continue. It'll take a few moments. And right here next to AMP and Apoc. Need to update the golf game too. Had fun playing around with that one. It was a pain in the butt, but I was having fun with it. So now, before I go into it, it's ready to work. But what I'll do is I'll go into the folder. Yes, I should show you on here. I'll go into the folder here. For this is the project. It's in the location where I told to actually put it. And I'm going to click on saved folder, hit delete, get rid of that saved folder. Not going to hurt anything. Worst case scenario, you can dump the intermediate folder. I'm not going to do it for right now. But after I got rid of the saved folder, now I can go into it. What can happen sometimes is you're compiling projects back and forth, and you're packaging them up, trying to do a build on it, and this and that and everything else. I want to show one thing really quickly on this. Ignore that. Some other plugins I'm screwing around with. I got to edit, editor preferences, main window, loading and saving, uncheck enable autosave. It's just something I got to do. But this is what it looks like when you first get it. And you need to make sure Steam is running in the background. I got Steam right there. And then whenever you're testing it out, if you just hit play, what's going to happen is you're going to see it right here, but you're going to also see go connect to Steam dummy and a big white square. So you can hit escape or exit game. What you want to do is come up here, hit this arrow, play as standalone game. Not really going to be able to test anything in multiplayer this way. You'll have to do that in a different manner. That's a whole different topic. So now with it, it's working. You can see the Steam information here, Steam username, Steam avatar, and create single player. Yay, there's much rejoicing. Run around, hit escape, go back to the main menu, go to multiplayer. I want to find a game, connect to a server. Let's find the lobbies. See if anybody's playing right now. It's going to scan for 10 seconds, and then if it doesn't find anything, it gives up. So let's go ahead and just create our own. I love it. You can see the little ghosted text right there. Please enter a server name. Kiss my rumpus. And then make. So it's the same map as the lobby map. Okay, some things to know about when you're playing around with this. Main menu and exit game. Because the way that I package this, and I don't have to do it this way, if you go to File, actually Edit, go to Project Settings. Okay. Once you're in the project settings, if you run into an issue with packaging sometimes, you got a project ID. You can click that and generate, and it will come up with a new one. You can change your company name right here. Change this basic information here as well. But the next thing is click on packaging over here on the left. I need to make another video on the uses of this template. Scroll down, you see I've got build configuration as development because it's using a Steam app ID that is universal for everybody. You won't be able to publish a game that has that in there. So you'll have to, if you're going to publish a game on Steam, you're going to have to actually pay the $100 and get Steam app ID. But under packaging, if you click on this arrow right here and then scroll down to this list of maps to include in a packaged build, you can delete these and let it go back to 0 and you'll be fine and everything will be cool. But by leaving it this way, if you click on this arrow right here, it'll show that 0 is main menu map. If you change the main menu and you're using your own map for the main menu map, you put that one there. The lobby map is right here. I only have 2 maps in this project. But if I build a test map and a build map and a crap map and whatever, you know, I can have 500 maps in this project. But if I don't want them to be seen, and whenever I package it, I only want the main menu map and the lobby map, or the if I want to add another, just hit plus right there. You know, if you want that map to work, or if you change from lobby map to your custom map, you need to come in here and hit that little dots next to it, and you need to navigate to where your maps are, and then select lobby map or whatever the name of your map is, and then select OK. You're gonna have to change these to suit the map that you want to work. Because if you don't have those in here and you package your project, you try to play it, and you're like, that bastard B-Flow sold me some broken shit. Well, I forgot to mention this in other videos, but again, I will make a specific video on using the Simple Multiplayer Steam template. When you're changing your map, go into UI folder, widgets, and main menu _W, and go into your graph. This is where it says open level. There's only 2 spots. There's going to be one in make server and single player button. I'm not going to show the rest of that. But unclicked, when you push the single player button, it just opens the level, lobby map. I don't have loading screens in here because they don't need a loading screen. There's plenty of tutorials out there on loading screens, but I just haven't needed them. I just go to the game. I don't want crap in between. If there's a lot going on, you need some loading time, yeah, it can come in handy if you have a pretty intensive map. But for these simple maps, I didn't need it. So this wasn't what the purpose of the Simple Multiplayer Steam template was. So, and that's all it does. It opens the level, sets your input back to game only, and gets rid of your mouse cursor. You don't even need that. Doesn't even need to be in here, because that is actually in the player. So technically I could take that back out. Player info, go connect to Steam to play. There's also, or connect to Steam to play. There's also go connect to Steam dummy server list. That's what I keep remembering. It's not going to show the correct ping. That's what that is right there, is the ping. Whenever you find another server, you'll see the join button, the name of the server, and a ping to the server. The ping is not going to report back correctly because it's also a developer app ID. But that's what it's going to look like inside the join. When players are trying to join your hosted game, they're going to see that. Alright, so I hope that cleared up a few things here and there. What I've left inside of here is a few materials. These materials are used for whatever you want. I just keep forgetting to take them out. It's nothing special. They're just whatever. But like grass, sand colors, and some of these colors were actually made to match some of the Synty Studios colors. So, alright, we're going to get out of here. It's raining, so usually whenever it's raining, I get worse internet connection. So I'm sure I have plenty of drop frames. 65% at times here. So yeah, it's no bueno. But yeah, inside the assets, there are a few textures and materials. The meshes, got a haul tool and a player peg. What are they for? Not much. But whenever you're in a map and you can drag this around, you don't even have to let it go. You can just drag it around. A hallway, you can see that the squares are 3x3 for the big squares. That's 300 units by 300 units by 300 units. So you're making a hallway that your player needs to be able to get through with more than one player, like a normal hallway. That's what that's for. If you're doing it to where you just need a big enough area for a player to get through and walk through, then I'll have the player peg in there. Those are just generic things that I throw in. Alright. See, I left those in here for it, just for giggles. You don't have to use them, you can delete them. Geometry, meshes. Yeah, these are generics. I didn't do anything with those. Maps, these are, like I said, the ones that are saved. There's nothing really unnecessary in here. Inside the assets, there was the click sound. And then, cool, yeah, I have a hard time keeping up with all the different names and stuff, so I don't know what these were for. I used those in one of the earlier versions of the menu. Main menu, game mode, really and truly, it's simple to kind of screw around with, and like I said, after the holidays, I will do a dedicated video specifically for this. But here's the thing is, if you are wanting to add this to a project, because the fact, like say right now, 423 version is working perfectly fine. I got you, man. Yeah. And I have three 32-inch monitors. So I've got the streaming software up on the left monitor, UE4 in the main monitor, Discord on the right monitor. So I got over about 7 foot of real estate to look at screen-wise. So my neck gets tired looking left, right, left, right, left, right. not complaining. I'm bragging. To have that much real estate. And yeah, I know people that have got much bigger monitors than that. The freaking Barnacules Nerdgasm. Barnacules has 3 42-inch monitor or 46-inch monitors or 50-inch now. I lost count. But yeah, can you imagine 3 50-inch monitors? Holy crap. That's like 12 foot of real estate screen-wise. I've been using this same basic template for more than 2 years now. 4, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I didn't do 21 and 22. I went right to 23. 24's got some bugs in it right now. And that's Unreal Engine's fault, not mine. Or it's the plugins version. But really quickly, my coffee's cold, by the way. Damn it. If I want to add this to my existing project, what I would do instead is just like I created the clone to make, okay, this is my game, a game, whatever. If I want to add my stuff to this, if I wanted to add this to my stuff or whatever, I would actually create a temporary version of my project, like the player build. I would load that up. Once I've loaded that up, the other project, like I say, with that, a prime example would be this is the player build system, or it could be the their other big project. The same basic principle. You load that project up, and then you come over here and the content, right click, and you just select migrate. This will come up. Just select OK. This will come up, and notice this is the content folder. Okay, ouch, damn it, just hit my hand. So then you just find, like, in documents, my documents, Unreal projects, and then pick whatever project that it is, and content, and select folder. I'm not going to select OK on that, but and then it will migrate that project into this project, my A game project. And I've just pretty much instantly made that other version of the project I've been working on now works inside there. Because inside the project itself, this is the project for A game. Click off, come back. So it made its own new saved folder. You get the plugins folder. If you're changing versions, this is the advanced sessions folder. This is what you're going to be replacing whenever you're creating a different version, like 422 or 421 or 417. Some of the older versions require a different setup, so let me know which versions you're running, and we'll get you right on it. Intermediate, sometimes if you're having problems, you can always delete that folder, but we're not going to worry about that. Here's all your content, things like that. So it's all there. But that's your plugins folder. This is the way you would change it to a different version. I'll show you the roundabout way that I actually do it. But if you need a version, just give me like an hour and I can upload it and make it available. Unless I have to install another version of Unreal Engine 4. Because as of right now, I only have 420.3, 423, and 424. Said I will troubleshoot 424 and figure out what's wrong with the project on that. But But if you played any of my Try Before You Buy versions, they're all going to be using that same symbol multiplayer Steam template. It's 420, 423, 424. I never even open these. I don't even open it. Once I've extracted it and I close this launcher, open it back up, it will find them and it will show them here. But I never ever open these at all. I've never opened them. I just right click, select clone, and I give it a new name, make sure it's in the right folder, hit create, hit OK, and it will create a new project just like that. But I don't open these, I don't edit these, I don't modify these unless I'm trying to fix a bug or whatever else in them. But you don't have to go into this project. Never go into this project, never open it, never mess with it. Just right click, select clone, change the name, make sure you're in the right folder, hit create, and then OK, and then let it go. It will work. The thing that I do after I do that is I usually come back in here, I go to the project, come right there, and I delete the saved folder. Once I've done that, then I go ahead and double click it wherever it is in here, and boop, and open it up, and there we go. We start editing. So if you want to add in this way, and you've got the asset you want to add in that actually says add to project, then that's the way all projects should be, if you ask me. But if I want to add in, I don't even have that downloaded, Polygon City Pack or Explorer Pack or whatever. So we'll just add the, just as an example here, this is only 13. Just add to project, a game, add to project. Since it's already downloaded and it's small, it's done. There we go. Polygon Explorers. Now, there is no, well, there is a demonstration. There's an overview map. There's no demonstration map. Most of the Synty stuff actually has a an actual demonstration map. This is just, this is this. You got a Jeep, 2 characters, a couple hats, and basic stuff. It's an inexpensive pack. I like this one because it's got a Jeep in it. Oh crap. The other thing I wanted to show you guys was the really quickly. And I gotta get out of here. I got a friggin' headache. My coffee's cold. Come on with your damn shaders. Come on with your bad self. Well, while you're doing your thing there. Where the hell is it? Oh, this one. What I was doing with this guy. And we'll go ahead and close that. Yeah, I'll check the emails and stuff here in just a minute. On this house map. It's already set up to, oh shit. Let's, single player. Alright, so if you watch the shadow of my character, I'm not touching, my hands are not on the mouse or the keyboard. I'll actually put it on there to rotate a little bit now, but look at his shadow. Watch the sun. I've got it sped up. You wouldn't really normally have it at this kind of speed when you're playing a game. Still some more tweaks. The lighting is still wrong, but you can see that the sun goes down, the light changes. And come on. As the night progresses, you'll even see some stars in the sky. So I'm still tweaking the lighting a little bit here and there. But yeah, that's the whole thing of having the movable sky. And based on the version that you're actually working on, there's a couple different things you have to do to get the sun to move, the sky to move, the clouds to move, that kind of stuff. That's the basics of it right there. Just set up your speed. I can change my speed to be 20. And that's going to affect how fast everything moves. And then, yeah, you can change the rotation. There you go. There's nice night sky. Then turns daytime again. Sun comes up. There we go. And sun's moving across. So the speed dictates how fast it actually goes. Let's put it back on 2. To get your reference for your directional light and your sky sphere, all you got to do is just come over here and go to your map shit and your directional light or sky sphere, whichever one you want, or skylight. And come back in here and you select it here. Go into your blueprint, right click, and there you go. Create a reference to skylight. Yeah, you want the build demo that I did? I thought you had that. So yeah, that's all there is to it. You're just changing the using this for your speed to multiply times your pitch for your rotator. But that's how you get your directional light, your sky sphere, make those work. It's a little bit different when you create a new map and use time of day. So if you look at it like this, use Control plus L plus mouse to move the sun around. So if you hit play on here, here's a player start, but it's hanging off the world. Nope, because there is no world settings. Third person game mode. With 424 has more control over the sun. So character still has the flashlight, but let's see, Control L. You got to do it while you're not in it, but you can change your skylight, sky dome, sky atmosphere, and you can change the atmosphere. There's a lot more stuff to work with. I'm toying around with it, trying to get it to where it's let's see. There, Control L. Now you can move your mouse around. You can see you can change it. So now we hit play. It are really dark. So you can use that for controlling the lighting in your map. And it's a lot easier this way, but depending on how dark you make it, there's no stars. So I'm still kind of toying around with this, trying to get it meh. I'm not going to save anything on this. So that's that. We're at 2-hour mark. More than just a 20-minute video. Everything that I needed to show was done in 20 minutes. The other hour and 40 minutes has just been kind of goofing around talking to you guys, which is awesome. But yeah, the build demo, I'll get you a link if you don't already have it. But the build demo, yeah, I think yeah, I thought you had the latest version of it already. I can double check. This is the project right there. What else was I changing? Before I go into actually redoing the full version of the other project, I said I don't want to do that because it's a paid version of their project, and you know I have a version of it, but I don't want to release something for their stuff without them being on board with it. So map, demo map, single player map. Yeah. So, so with the way it's working right now, it works really good. It's pretty stable. Pretty much everything works. I didn't do a time of day shift on it. I wasn't really worried about that. Demo map is actually going to be the multiplayer map. I don't even need the lobby map. See, this is where, like, I should have renamed it to be multiplayer map. I think I was actually working on some other stuff in here. Well, thank you, Synty. Oh, sorry. Christmas wishes. Was actually doing... Yeah, I was tagging some stuff in here where I was working on another version of this, whereas you can see, of course, you're not going to see PC dash blah 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 blah, but I wanted the signs for the property and other stuff to actually show the player's name above their head, that kind of stuff. So I was kind of working on a version of that where the signs actually showed whose house it was. When you put the sign down, it got your name and put your name down on the sign. So if I put a sign down, it had my name on it, but if you put it down, it had your name on it. So that's what I was working on for the next version of it. I just slapped some text in here just as a floating widget on that. So it's unfinished. But the version you saw me playing earlier in the stream, that is available, and that is uploaded to Google Drive. And I'll get you the link for that as well. But that's what I was changing on that, was actually trying different things with the name. That's just, see where it just says welcome, but as soon as you hit play, it changes from welcome. After 1 second, it changes over to say the player's name. You can see it printed in the upper left hand corner as well. If you look at the sign, it doesn't show up because the sign doesn't exist. So if I hit play, come over here, and because it's part of the save game, and I put a new sign up because there's a radius. Put it down, and see, it's got my name on it. So now if I hit escape, oh, I didn't wait for it to save. But yeah, every time you put one down, it'll actually have your player name on it. It's just something I'm screwing around with. Alright, I'll get you those. I'm going to go ahead and get off the stream here. I have a headache, and it is 1:15 in the morning. It is now officially, well, for an hour and 15 minutes, it's officially Christmas Eve. I love all you guys, and not just when it's cold. I promise. But y'all keep me motivated. I'll keep making progress on things, and actually doing other projects and other work is going to have to wait until after the holidays. This was just kind of a last minute thing for a couple different people, a couple different reasons. Idealist, we'll take a look at your issue here soon. Let me get Triple S taken care of. Yeah, this right here, the build demo, is using the player build system for right now. I said I'll do another version with the actual full thing later. No, 423 is the current version that's working correctly for the simple multiplayer Steam template. 424's got some issues with it, and I think it's on their end, not mine. Well, I know it's on their end, not mine. So I got to figure out what's going on with that. It could just be the plugin needs to be updated or something like that. I'll figure that out on 24. But 4.23 works flawless. 4.20 works flawless. Like I said, I have 4.23 version on Google Drive right now, so I can get you that one. I mean, every freaking project that I'm doing, and I have been doing for 2 years, uses the same thing. little survival test. Is that I've been using this same template for like 2 years. Cold coffee. Still got the Technoax logo on there. Let's see what happens when I play single player. You see, I use it for all my game projects. So, if it's okay, yeah. This was actually an earlier build of that, where I was trying to do some repairs on on Diffuse's stuff here. Forget which version, but it had the elevator, the water drink zone. I had to fix all the sound attenuations. There were some issues with these. Definitely issues with the weapons pickup system. Oh, by the way, where it says 1911. All right, cool. Yeah, I'll get you the link here in just a second. I changed out to the Synty Studios 1911. I was having some issues with the animations and the aim space with this version of it. And this is just an early mess around of that. This is the one that I did. There's no save game in it. There's none of the other stuff. I don't even have this project anymore. I've deleted it, and there will be no more updating of this version. It is multiplayer, but it's not right. Background music, multiplayer host, so the next version, if I ever get back into doing their survival game kit from Diffuse, this was a sample map that I put together with water. It's drinkable. You can use it. I didn't change any of the weapons or any of the names or anything yet. Yeah, this Beretta M9 shows as a P1911, and yeah, there's a lot of little fixes that need to be done. But again, like I said, I don't even have this project anymore. You can pick up the logs, you can pick up stone, I'll put all this stuff in here, and you can actually go through here and do all your building, and it works. You can harvest the trees, but like I said, I got rid of that project, so yeah. So the build demo, whenever you get it, it's just going to be the RAR file, and build demo. You notice that none of my projects, when you extract them, are in a Windows No Editor folder, because I get them out of that folder and delete the Windows No Editor. But then all you got to do is just run this. Let's see, the executable, the application. I didn't bother putting a background screen in or anything else. So I go to multiplayer host make. This is actually my copy of the game. So I actually have stuff in here. So you can see the save game actually works. So if I came back over here and what the hell's all the keys? Yep. Oh God. Still a few things that need to be upgraded on this to, but yeah, this works. I mean, it's fine, but I don't see what the hell's the damn key? No, F will bring you to this menu. What is the frickin' destruction menu? Just go ahead and put that down. Okay, so it was Q. I need to make it to where it stores the owner's name. That's why I was messing with the name system. See, I cannot interact with these anymore. But I can interact with this. I can upgrade it, or I can demolish it. Even though I was the person that built these, I don't have the ability to interact. So that's why I was messing with the name stuff, so that I can make sure that it saves that into the save game system, so that it can be added to later. And since there is no Let's see, what was the... Oh, that's the first person view. What was the destruction key? There was a key set up in here, and I don't remember what it was, but there was a key that you could press in there that you could actually use to destroy walls. So when you get into a situation like that. Now here's another thing also, whenever you've got that build demo and you're playing around with it, if you want to get rid of your save game, go into the build demo folder, saved. There's a saved games. Their saved games are saved conveniently for right now, SP for your single player and MP for your multiplayer. So if you want to get rid of the single player save game, you select that, hit delete. You want to get rid of the multiplayer save game, hit delete, get rid of it. It doesn't hurt anything. It just deletes that forever. Now when you go back into the game, that save game will be blank. So, nothing there. But, as soon as you see that blue text come up, and I'll get rid of the blue text in another version, if it's important enough, make it actually pop up on this, a little widget, say, saving game, or whatever, you know. There we go, it's saved. So now if I, main menu, exit game, look back in here, and see, it created a new save game automatically. Because there wasn't one, it created a new one. Same thing with a single player. If I go back into the game, play single player, my building will still be there. But, like I said, there's still some things I got to work on. But, I'll go ahead and check my emails, and take care of you, take care of everybody else here, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy whatever you celebrate. If you don't celebrate, shut up, celebrate anyway. There's always a reason to celebrate. Don't worry, be happy now. Alright, so you guys know, I won't be doing any videos for a few days. I'm going to be busier than a three-legged or one-legged cat trying to bury a turd on an ice pond tomorrow. So, cleaning the house, prepping the kitchen, doing some meal prep, and I'm cooking for everybody. I am cooking Christmas dinner. I cook Thanksgiving, so I'm cooking Christmas dinner, and I'll end up doing all the cooking, all the prep work, all the table setup, all the serving, all the cleaning. I'm just going to be everybody's bitch on that lovely day. So, y'all have great holidays. Catch me on Discord. I'll see you there, and I'll try to get everybody situated. But first, I'm going to take a quick break. Love you guys.